live. Also, while the thingy is playing. Okay. Yeah, we are live now. Can you see it on your side?
Let me check it now. Uh, Damn, my phone is glitching. Let me try the computer.
A lot of things have been glitchy today. Computer at work was glitchy. My internet being
Wow,
glitchy. What are they doing, bruh?
that's, I don't know. It's so weird.
Apparently, I hope it's not true, but they said they are regionalizing the internet because Africa now
Really?
has, yeah, Africa now has fiber, right? It has its own
Oh yeah, yeah.
infrastructure, but
That's what I'm
if
using.
if they regionalize it, the way they sanction our ability to see what's happening in other countries, we are screwed. I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's we're live. Even you know it was like, sup guys.
Oh, what's up? We
Regionalizing Wi-Fi. That's crazy.
yeah, bruh. Like, hey, man, it ain't gonna be good. Maybe not now, but I do think by 2030, if they region lock the internet, all communication outside particular regions, they're either gonna charge you a price to talk to Young Wavy in the States or somebody in Japan, or you just can't talk to them at all. You're gonna have to talk to only them niggas in the continent, and you know how that's
Bro,
gonna
that's
be.
me.
Yeah, that's gonna be awful. It won't be the worldwide internet anymore if they do that. So,
That's COs.city just for us.
yo, dog, just talking to taxi driver niggas, bruh. I will flip and die, bro. I just can't. Like, I won't allow it. I will swim
That is,
to Japan, bro.
that's I hope they don't do that. Man. That's scary because they they're gonna nah, bro.
Yeah, nah, dog. Like, I'm gonna join Boko Haram. I'll be a terrorist. Like, legit, I will not be region locked, and then I have to appeal to these flipping crazy people here and do some. I'm a piano dances, bruh. Hell no. I'm gonna be a terrorist, bro. Like, through and through.
Gonna force us to conform, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna be a terrorist. Telling you now. So yeah, I guess they'll find this clip and now they'll be watching me in the CIA. It's like, hey, y'all are doing this, CIA. Screw you. You want me to be a terrorist? You want other dudes to be terrorists? We will, because that's what you want. But anyway, how many people we got in now? Does it say?
We got like 8 people watching.
Okay, y'all. Today I'm pissed off because I was working with Joker, who escaped, Arkham Asylum today at work. So she drove me insane. Um, and it's just the perfect time, too, to unleash the bloody hurricane upon this garbage that Gigguk created. Now, I know a lot of people want to come in and say the usual, oh, Coffee, you're hating. Oh, you're so jelly, bro. Why so jelly? Oh, the envy. Oh, the sourness. Oh, the salt. Oh, the tears. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is Coffee Comics. This is the caffeine, where we are critical and we observe and break things down so we can know that this is of standard, this is of quality, or not. Now, last time when Pierce was here, I proposed that Giga did not write this thing, right? But after watching it, which was painful to watch, right? After watching it, I can agree that he wrote it. He absolutely wrote it because it barely has anything, right? Now, for those who don't know, the word Bâan, however you pronounce it, means home. I would have never known that if I did not read the comment section where somebody in the last couple of hours actually explained what the F is going on in this little anime short. Because for me, I had to piece things together for it to make sense. If we assess Bâan using the coffee comic standard, such as you need a hook, and the character must make it known what they wish to achieve within the first 10 pages through manga format, but within the first 5 minutes if it's anime format. And 5 minutes is rather long, seeing how this thing is actually 16 minutes. Bâan is a complete failure when it comes to letting the audience know what the heck these people want to do, what these characters want to do. Secondly, it is a isekai in a way. You can say, well, Gigguk was rather clever choosing an isekai theme because that's what's popular. Clever or not, it's slop, right? And if you're going to ride that wave and use that theme and still have it as empty as what we are forced to witness coming out of Japan, then you are no different and definitely not a creator, right? Luckily, we're going to read that comment down below. Luckily, that guy explains actually what the story is about, explains what Gigguk was trying to say with this story. How the name Bâan, meaning home, is an expression of how he felt living in Britain away from Thailand. So he was homesick in a way. And it's bizarre to me because I'm like, wait a minute, you went to a first world country that was once a superpower that obliterated the known world, and you're homesick. You're feeling homesick because you were saved from picking oranges and corn in Thailand. And you won't go to Britain and work at BBC, right? And complain and dare say, oh man, it just ain't the same here. To me, that's unacceptable. To me, that shows a great deal of unappreciation, and it also shows that it's this mindset to look down upon the positive side of what the West has offered. If this guy never left Thailand, he would be picking oranges right now. He would be fighting with a bunch of snakes running around. And his girlfriend would probably be at the red light district. So some 14,000 pound fat white dude with a mustache can come there and take his girlfriend for $5 and his kid. And he is not going to show any gratitude that, man, you know, being in the West was such an advantage for me. I was able to upgrade. I was able to do this, work at BBC. You know, all the lessons, positive or negative, that he might have experienced in Thailand. I mean, in Britain. He didn't put it in the story. He put a fantasy of a romantic, imaginative scenario of what it means to be truly home, right? But this is not truly extrapolating from reality. This is pure imagination, unrealistic and childish. And let me say this, y'all. If you read the comments, all of them are positive. I only literally saw 3 that were not. But there are 9,000 comments. I only saw 3. I didn't read through all 9,000, but there's many that I went through, only 3. People are referring to Gigguk as Grant, his real name. This is amazing. You made me cry. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to see some of that. This has not been viewed with an objective lens. This was viewed with a bias, a positive bias through a parasocial relationship with Gigguk, real name Grant. And so the people are seeing him achieve this, and they automatically have amazing reviews. It's not genuine. It's not objective. And then people will come here and say coffee's a hater, full of salt, full of anger and jealousy and yada yada yada. I ain't sucking off Gigguk because he has provided and cannot provide value to any human being who's trying to find direction in their life. This anime of his would have been better if it offered a form of proper direction. He did not assess what the world needs right now. What the world needs right now is young dudes with their head on straight, heading in a particular direction with a grand vision. That's what the world needs right now. Not some isekai bullish with some dude depressed going into a different world so he can cook lunch for a flying fairy. And then on top of that, the flying fairy wants to go work in an office so that she don't feel like a burden to the chef. I can relate a little bit to that, but guess what? I don't want to go die in an office, work in corporate, right? Have crazy people calling on the telephone and I got to deal with their BS. What sort of inspiration can come from this? This is, I want to say it's propaganda, but I think it's pure ignorance upon Gigguk, right? But I'm not surprised. The guy's a hunchback. He's too busy counting that money and using popular victimhood talking points, or metaphorically, through his anime that is relatable to the dweebs and dorks who feel so trapped in their little world and their escape is an absurd reality. But no real navigation to make any part of that fantasy a reality, any part of it. Right? So that's my opening rant. Pierce, you go ahead and tell us what you think about this abomination. You said you like a little thingies about it. Well, I'm sure everybody would like to know. Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? I think first of all, I'd like to say the animation looks pretty solid. Like the animation, the music. That's why I said. Well, I want to ask you first. Are you critiquing the anime as like its own entity, like outside of Gigguk, or are you criticizing Gigguk and his involvement in the whole thing?
All of it, bro. All of it. Now, if I
All of
were
it.
to just critique the
Okay.
anime itself, as an animation, obviously it looks
Yeah.
nice. The designs are okay. I mean, but it's plastic. It's not memorable. It's, the designs are okay, but they're not iconic. So ultimately, what I care about is the narrative, and there isn't one here. Not one that is inspiring or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Me personally, like I was critiquing the anime itself. 'Cause I don't really know much about Giga. Anyway, the anime, I think it tries to do a lot of things in a short amount of time, right? I can appreciate what they were trying to do, like narratively. Not give us a lot of exposition, not force feed us a lot of stuff that was going on. But at some point, it does get confusing because I think I only understood what was going on like when there was like 6 minutes left or like 5 minutes left. Then I was like um, piecing it together. Like, oh, the guy, um, like the twist of the whole story is that the guy left first. They didn't leave at the same time. And the guy raised the other main character. And then they were both struggling with the same thing of not feeling at home wherever they were. And they were seeking something outside of their comfort zone. Which, me personally, I can relate with that. I don't like where I'm living right now. And I do want to leave. However, like, the execution was a bit, you know, iffy with me. Pacing was a bit, you know, I do think he could have fleshed it out a little bit more and explained what's going on, like the world, why is there dragons, why is there fairies. But I guess such things are not really necessary for what he was trying to tell. Like the core theme of the whole thing is, like you said, being homesick, wanting to do more, like looking for yourself or finding yourself. Some people. would say that is like the theme of the whole thing, just like going outside your comfort zone and looking for something. Even though I don't really like isekais and stuff, because I feel like the whole concept of isekais, leave like living like going outside of your reality to another dimension or another like reality. It just feels like a cop out to me. That whole genre is just not my thing. I would rather you stay in your reality and face your demons. Because most of the time when you see isekai, you see guys that are like losers, right? And then they become gods in another world without putting as much effort. Everything is just basically like given to them, and it's always like I never liked the genre personally. However, this one it was I guess it's just 18 minutes, so I was like or 16 as you said, so I was like, why not? Because we were gonna talk about it anyway. I honestly forgot about it completely, and I only watched it because we were gonna talk about it, and I have no interest in watching it again. But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
those are just the things that I liked about it. It does have problems, but I saw a lot of people in the comments saying like peak, peak, peak. I'm like, what?
Yep. Yep. Let's wanna look at them at
Yeah.
the top
So
comments.
I think the reception is overwhelmingly positive, but I don't see anyone saying what's good about it. You know, in the comments when I was reading the comments, I didn't see anyone say, "Oh yeah, I like how the characters do this," or "I like how like the world build." Like no one was talking about that. Everyone was talking about Giga. So I was like, okay, there's like something going on here, and it's not really about the anime. It's about Giga. That's why I asked you before I
Mm-hmm.
said anything that are we critiquing Giga or are we critiquing the anime? Because I see a lot of people, their judgment and their consumption of this piece of anime is like everything is just centered around Giga, not the anime itself. And I haven't heard. Yeah, that's probably why there's no criticism of it. It's because everyone is focusing on Giga and not the actual anime. They're focusing on how it made them feel and how like, oh yeah, I can relate to it because I'm also homesick and stuff like that. Okay, I see that, but what about the actual like piece of art that we're watching, that we're consuming? Like, what about it? That's what I wanted to hear. I didn't really get
Yeah, exactly. And luckily, new comments, some people are like, dude, this, am I supposed to care about the main characters? Because I fuse. Um, and damn, now, where's that one comment that I mentioned where the guy was explaining the story itself? I guess it got buried. And by the way, man, a storm just started here, so the power might go out. Um, so if the live stream ends, y'all, yeah, it's not my fault, man. It is what it is.
it.
Cause,
We
yeah.
should read the comments before going further.
Okay, you go ahead. Let me try and find this. I think it's this.
Says T-Dog latest vid showed Gigguk's process of Bâan. For me, Bâan was just very basic. I can understand it's relatable for other people, but it's more for people who don't want or have to face challenges to begin with. Interesting.
Ah, damn. Sorry. Can you
What do
repeat
you
that?
think about that?
I can't find that comment anymore. It got buried. Say that again.
Says, for me, Bond was just very basic. I can understand it's relatable for other people, but it's more for people who don't want to face challenges to begin with.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect, bro. That's perfect. It's for man children, bro. Man babies, infantile little wheezies who still need mama's milk. That's what it is all about, man. And you know what I hate? Another thing I hate the most about this thing is that, like in Hollywood, usually strong men are depicted as a single, depressed ass man like John Wick or uh, Bob Odenkirk's Nobody. You know, all the dudes are depressed, bro. They ain't no guy with his fist in the air saying, yeah, I got this. They depressed, they lost, their wife is dead, or they got divorced, or the kid's dead, or the banks took their money, now they're living in a shed. and they angry, and then somebody kills their dog one day, or a storm, destroys something they care about, and then they decide to go kill people. Now, this one almost does the opposite. Um, it's not about one character, which is that guy. It's about the fairy and the guy. But this guy, he's depressed. And he's not out to kill anybody or seek revenge. He just wants to feel at home. And I'm like, Gigguk, are you a bitch ass? Like, are you kidding me? That's not what we want to see right now. I know you don't feel at home where you are, Pierce. I mean, neither do I. But this is Africa. We've accepted it, right? I ain't gonna cry like, oh man, I just don't feel right. I need it. Nah, man. Like, I mean, come on, for goodness sake. We grew up with that Dragon Ball. You want to leave? Do something about it, right? This thing where, as said, this is mostly for people who don't want to deal with challenges. Now this dude is going to go to a different dimension to cook some sushi for some fairies so he can feel warm and fuzzy inside. That ain't no man. What the heck is that? Oh man, you toxic coffee. It's toxic masculinity. Suck it. That's what it means to be a real G, right? If this is toxic, you can't handle it, change the channel. I ain't going to be like, Alhamdulillah, to flipping Gigguk. He has blessed us with this garbage that he's made. His characters are so relatable. They're not, bro. None of the characters' ambitions have anything to do with what most of us care about right now. Nothing to do with it. A home, you want to feel at home, you still have to maintain your home, right? There's still problems at home. You ain't going to get $5 million and build your own home. Even if you did, right? There's still going to be problems. It's ridiculous. Now the greatest human dream in this generation is for us to own a home, to feel at home. That is so, it's lower than a peasant, because a peasant had a home hundreds of years ago. Even them niggas living in the damn boondoos, in the bush, had their little hut, and they felt at home. And now our ambition, while living in a place that might have electricity, air conditioner, a refrigerator, and a dishwasher, you won't be like, oh, I don't feel at home. I left Thailand and I went to Britain and the white man was evil, even though he gave my Asian ass a job at BBC. Right? It's completely unacceptable, bro. I can't take it. I can't take it, man. I'm mad. But anyway, I agree with you now. This is not for people who actually want to overcome things in their lives. This is very infantile, beyond juvenile, and totally for dudes who need mama's milk. That ain't how life works, man. If your only dream is to just get a house or to feel at home, you are 1,000,000,000% pathetic. You heard it here first. 1,000,000,000% pathetic. Go ahead, man.
Some people are saying your audio is cutting in.
Oh man, they got me, bro. Gigguk probably sent BBC my way, bro. Ah, damn. There's nothing I can do, guys. It's a storm, right? It's a thunderstorm, so it might cut. It might cut. There's nothing I can do.
Ilakuda, I watched it last night, and it was so fun. Literally nothing happened. I was confused the whole time.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
And then M Mash Dog says, sorry, you had to watch it at 2 times speed. Bro, don't be harsh on him. BBC paid him jack shit.
Hey man, they paid him enough, right? They paid him enough. He didn't make the most out of that Came to YouTube.
Well, this guy says he says he watched it at 2x speed. It was 16 minutes, bro.
Bro, that's how slow and boring it was. I don't blame him. I should have done that. Like, it would have eased the pain. I should have done that, honestly.
Ilikuda says, I doubt anyone understood it at first. At first watch, I had to read the comments, bro.
Me too. To get the, like, actual full context, I had to. Because I didn't know what Bâan means.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Yeah. Yuno says, I see a lot of the word peak in the comments. The word peak lost its meaning completely. I agree, bro. I literally said that.
It's gone, bro. Like, peak. Oh, that's why he's the GOAT. What? Why?
Yeah.
The GOAT for what? For what? For just yelling about new anime seasons all the time and making snarky, weird comments and weird jokes. Why is he the GOAT? This thing, honestly, this whole anime, bro, it felt like it was for girls. Like, this was for 15, 16-year-old girls, bro. And 15-year-old girls are more masculine than Gigguk. More masculine than this damn thing. Right? Which is a terrible shame. But that's the reality we live in. So all the dudes who said, bro, I'm on my knees, I'm crying. You did so well. You is a sissy abomination of a man. A complete abomination. You're a parasite. You should not be in this world. You are just taking up space. Right? So this thing is for, I should say for 8-year-old girls, bro. That's who it's for.
Yeah. Very, very muted. It doesn't have a lot of substance to it. But let me read. Ilikuda says, oh, he's continuing. He said, I doubt everyone understood it at first. I had to read the comments. To the point, I hate when people comment peak on my stuff because it's basically just saying good at this point. Or, yeah, when something's good, people just say peak.
Remember, before peak, people would say fire?
Yeah, fire.
It's like that.
Fire.
Those crazy churches. Fire! And that means what? The Holy Spirit's here and you're supposed to be excited? Fire! No, man! Like, damn, bro. I just can't with these Neanderthals.
Moi says, I stopped watching trash taste because we don't get any real value.
Stop watching what?
Trash taste, the podcast that they have.
Oh. Hey, man, why the heck you watched it in the beginning? But I'm glad you stopped because there is no value. These mother effers are just talking, bro, with their trashy taste and trashy brains, flipping noodle brain, scrambled egg, ass, idiotic, mumbo jumbo garbage. Nobody learns anything. They just make weird jokes. They thirst over anime characters. There ain't no damn value. And then everything of value is censored, is hidden, shadow banned, like all this caffeine. Some mother suckers can't handle the caffeine, so they won't run away and be like, coffee too much. Now, bro, admit that you don't have the capacity to have some of this coffee, right? Don't blame me just because you can't take the heat that you need a gallon of sugar up in this coffee with all kinds of mama milk. Don't blame me for it, right? Man babies are running around here, bro. And what's weird is that the people who constantly watch like trash cast, I bet you in real life they can't talk to each other, bro. In real life, they cannot have a conversation with one another about anything because they only half watch something. They half watch something. They don't watch with understanding, with comprehension, with a critical mind, because their brains are scrambled. It's just fire, peak, goat, yay, hooray, I'm crying. And it's like, guys, y'all can't be friends if you're just literally like baboons howling at each other with an enthusiastic tone. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know, that's it. That's all these people are doing now, man. I hate it. I hate it, bro.
Yeah. M says Gigguk is disingenuous, rich, and out of touch.
Very much so out of touch. These rich people are ruining things because here I've always been blaming the oligarchs, right? But I truly believe the oligarchs are, yes, they've been out of touch, but now like seriously so out of touch. They think they can they can buy a new reality, that they can buy science, right? In which, oh, just because water's wet, scientifically speaking, doesn't mean it can it can always be wet. We just have to throw enough money at it so that it can be dry, so that it doesn't have to be wet. That's how jacked in the head they are now. So, yeah, Giga totally out of touch. He's just there playing with his figurines and his giant pillows. Go figure.
Ilakuda says, I may be dumb, but I didn't realize that the guy was her dad in the end.
I
I
didn't
mean,
realize either until I read that one
yeah,
comment. So it's not your fault,
I
bro.
noticed because of,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's definitely not your fault. They didn't tell us
Nothing. She never even said, "Hey, Dad, I'm leaving." You know.
yeah, yeah, it is. I only noticed it because, like, I had to piece it together. Like, I had to just think outside the box. 'Cause I was thinking, like, oh, the guy likes cooking now. And, like, there was even, like, a scene where, I forgot, but because I only watched it once, but there was a scene where that connected both of them. That was like, oh, I had that old moment at the end, though. It's like, oh, okay, so that's the trick they did. They showed us both of them leaving at the same time, but yeah, it's kind of like, did you watch Your Name? Have you watched that movie?
Yeah, I hated it. But what about it?
You hated it.
Bro, that thing was too generic. It was for 16-year-olds who just needed something to watch, bro. But it was a long time
Yeah,
ago,
yeah, yeah.
so.
I felt like this was kind of inspired by that Your Name,
Oh, really?
because it's the same twist, you know. Yeah, it has the same twist because at the end of Your Name, you realize that, oh, both of them, like, because in the whole movie, you think that the two main characters are living in the same time because they're interacting with each other. But at the end, you realize the other one died like a long time ago, and it was just like something crazy. So I feel like this was the type of stuff that they were trying to pull off with the Bond thing, but it was just too short. Like it was very short. They couldn't execute it very well.
Okay, well, thing is, I don't really remember the ending of that, so yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah. No, so Sai good comment. He's coming from someone who's literally working two jobs and still pushing, busting her ass off. When I watch this, I really want to pull my hair out. You can tell that these people who are producing this bullshit haven't been through real struggles.
Thank you. No, they haven't, in the slightest. Um, it's not about challenging anyone anymore. It's always just feel good vibe garbage, even if it's at this absurd level of femininity in it, man. Like, there's zero testosterone in this Giga thing, bro. Like, it's pure soy, omega level soy. And I don't know who is this supposed to move? It's not moving at all. And I think everybody saying it's peak is disingenuous. Everybody's saying they're on the floor crying and saying, "Oh, this is great." I think they're lying, bro. Because a lot of these people, the same way Kagurabashi blew up, it was people being disingenuous, right? That one black guy who was, I think, Senegal, who just made because people made stupid things, and then he did the logical version. He ended up blowing up, going to Europe, and better than everybody. And then a bunch of comments came that, hey, we're the ones who actually made you as big as you are. Like we and it's like, you see, your disingenuousness gave this guy an ego. You should have made him know and feel that pulling funny faces isn't talent. It's a waste of time and stupidity. But no, you kept backing a retard. You kept pretending that he's the GOAT. And then when he ends up being rewarded as the GOAT, and he sees you better, he sees himself better than you, the hunchback who was making him a lol cow, who ended up being successful, you want to get mad. Like, nah, man. Nah.
So that's what makes people cry about how harsher her life is. Shit, give me that life. I'm gonna sleep like a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, Angel Lewis said, "How do you two slice of life?"
Only YouTube?
People like
Can you say that again? Oh, no.
Angel Lewis is asking us how we feel about the slice of life genre.
Oh. Um, well, I don't mind as long as it's relatable, bro. There's a manga called Downfall by that guy who traces backgrounds. Ashide Inoue, I think. You remember him? You know who I'm talking about, right?
What's it called?
Downfall.
Downfall. No, I haven't read that one.
It's a slice of life about a manga artist who is like totally depressed, and his wife is not helpful, but she's a fellow manga artist, and they end up divorced. And bruh, that thing, I read it when I was in the pits of hell, and it's a slice of life. A guy up in his career a little bit, and then he enters this disastrous situation, and his wife decides to leave him. Ah, dude, that was a slice of life that hit heavy. That was deep, And then in the end, though, he brushes himself up. He extrapolates from reality, and then he releases a hit, and it's deep, So slice of lives stories are great if they are actually relatable, not if they just there for the fun of it.
That's true. Like, I haven't watched a lot of Slice of Life though. Like, I'm not big on Slice of Life. Maybe I haven't had a good one.
Yeah, you just need a recommendation.
I haven't watched a good one.
You need a recommendation. Try Downfall if you can find it. Because it's
Yeah, if
short.
it's a manga, I'll probably read.
Oh.
One second, someone's knocking here.
Yeah. We're being disturbed today by the storm, messing up my internet. Niggas at the door.
Yeah, no, bro. That's the one that's kicking your ass because even on the call, like, you kind of like.
It's like in and out.
It's not like you know how when you watch the news and like when they have someone on the site and when they speak to them, they have to like pause a little bit so that the other guy can hear what they're saying and like even and then answer. Kind of like that.
Oh. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like this whole month has been a big L, bruh. You know, Microsoft steal my money. Uh, it's just a bunch of L's, bro. You know, but what can you do? We gotta keep going.
and maybe October's gonna be better, bro. Maybe October's gonna be better. Maybe um, you know, say like,
You know, said.
figure it out that oh he's going to another world, she's going to
Wait, 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 wait. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, it should be better now. Like it's is it more clear?
Yeah, yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay, can you read that comment again?
Yuno said, I didn't notice it either. I had to replay it back on him being a dad. But the problem is also because we don't know the power system of the world. We're just supposed to know because it's an isekai.
Yeah, and the only reason we know it's an isekai is because we saw them jump through the magic gate. Um,
Hmm.
but the world building is terrible. It's terrible through and through. It's like he made this anime with bias in mind that everybody should automatically know that this is an isekai because of certain elements and whatnot. That in a way is lazy. In a way that shows me that so basically all you mother suckers at the top with this money, you don't want to create anything new. You want to ride the wave on the surface level garbage that has been released already. In other words, you're not creating anything new. You're not. You don't see a need to create anything new, anything iconic, anything that anyone can would like to be a true part of. You walk outside with a Bâan t-shirt, people won't be like, "Yo, what's that?" Right? They they probably won't even say, "Oh man, this looks so cool. I want it." Doubt it. Don't you think?
I mean, they don't probably don't even know what a bond is.
Oh, yeah, very good point. Definitely, most likely
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
However, anime merch has been getting pretty popular. I see a lot of people in like the streets wearing Dragon Ball t-shirts, Naruto t-shirts, even though they don't even watch those things or know those things. Because it's like being sold at like regular ass stores. Like everyone's selling
Yeah,
anime
bruh,
merch.
Mr. Price and Jet, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it, bruh.
So it's becoming more mainstream.
It,
Another thing that I wanted to talk about, like regarding this Giga situation. After I watched the anime, YouTube recommended me a bunch of stuff reacting, like a bunch of people reviewing um, the anime, right? And I noticed that most of the people that are reviewing the anime are people who are like kind of biased, and not just biased in one way. First of all, they bias because they like Giga, right? Secondly, they bias because they also have a dream of like, I want to make an anime one day. You know, I'm an anime YouTuber as well. I understand what Giga is going through. Like they were sympathizing with him, and feel like that kind of makes you very unreliable when it comes to reviewing the piece of anime. You're not reviewing the anime like you would another mainstream anime. Like you're too close to it, basically. You're too close to it because you feel like Gigguk is like a part of us. He's like us. He started as a YouTuber like us. And I feel like that is kind of a problem when it comes to reviewing a Bond as a single entity, like without Gigguk's uh, interference in it. So I also thought that was interesting.
No, of course. Um, that's the problem operating in a bias, bro. Because of course, a lot of people who want to make these anime reviews for Giga, they're gonna drive traffic for themselves, and maybe they're hoping Giga will give them a shout out, a recommendation that watch a review of my stuff from this guy. I remember when I first reviewed Apple Sack long time ago, the first volume one, and I think I was still in high school when volume one came out. And at that time, I didn't know white manga was a retard, right? So, and I didn't know about the world in general. Volume one didn't have the woke garbage in there. The very first one, it didn't have that random black chick with the rainbow T-shirt. Didn't have any of that. It was still shallow, but I had a positive bias because of white manga. It's like I was a kid, and he seemed cool, and I wanted to be like him. So I gave a very biased review, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. You know, and he recommended that video. He recommended it, he shared it, and then when volume 2 came out, this was after he partnered up with Fred. When volume 2 came out, he had implemented all the woke trash in there. He put those Muslim characters with the hijab and everything, how they were complaining about, oh, our land was stolen, blah, blah, blah. And he told me, hey, volume 2 is out. You can go review it. And so I did. And I spoke with political awareness. And I mentioned how I'm glad White did not include a lot of woke stuff in there, but it was being disingenuous. And he didn't recommend that video. So he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, bro. Crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that little anecdote you got there.
Yeah, bro.
That is crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's interesting. But yeah, let me read through. You got a little more comments. The recruiter says, didn't even realize he was an isekai until I see Gigguk's interview. Yeah, bro. What do you think it was?
What did he say?
He said, I didn't even realize it was an isekai until I see Gigguk's interview.
Oh, snap. Oh, that's how you know for real, bro.
Oh my god. That's right.
That's how you know.
Lux said, I literally just watched this anime and saw this live stream right after. Not gonna lie, I did not get it. The hook, if there was one, wasn't made clear, and I had to piece it together.
Mm-hmm. You're not the only one who didn't get it, bro.
It demands so much of us, this 16 minutes story.
A lot, bro. Should have watched it at like 2 times the speed, as that one guy said.
It demands a lot. It demands a lot. And people are gonna say it was stupid.
Mm-hmm. But now, being in a world where, because you have big numbers, you're automatically right. Remember how people used to make fun of Elon Musk, and then people would defend Elon Musk, say, y'all are making fun of a guy who has more money than you'll ever have in your entire life, and probably legacy. And it's like, is that a reason not to make fun of him? Because he has like 2 trillion in the bank. If he's an idiot, if he's weird,
we're gonna make fun of him. Who cares if he's a trillionaire? That doesn't exempt people from criticism. And now we're not allowed to criticize Gigguk because, oh, he's Taiwanese and or Thailand. He's a Thailand person, and he's a nice guy. And, like, give me a break. He's probably a father. You know how everybody always says men are trash, but let's say like somebody like Charlie Kirk, he dies. Oh, he was a father. Since when you care about fathers? What about the father who died of cancer the other day? You didn't care. Is Joe Biden a very respectable human being because he's a father with a crackhead son? Like, come on. This double-mindedness, it's disgusting, bro. Absolutely.
I don't know what movie I was watching or what anime, like, yeah, but I remember there was a villain and he was like executing hostages or whatever, and they kept saying that I have a family, I have like kids and stuff, and he's like, why do you people keep telling me that? Like, I don't care.
Bruh, we don't care. No one cares. The men who died in war had families, It always depends who has a family that we're gonna magically care all of a sudden. Nah, so disingenuous.
And so crazy. Like, if that's something that I'm supposed to think about, like, you can't put stuff out in the world and not expect to be criticized. Gigguk's whole career is criticizing anime. So I'm sure he would appreciate it if we did the same to his stuff.
Oh, but I'm sure he can't handle it, bro. They've rubbed this guy's chest for so long that he's just used to the belly rubs. He can't handle criticism. There's just no way.
Dairu says, I'd like an anime as well. However, not only am I, personally speaking, am skeptical of certain studios, but if I were to get an anime and if I could co-produce it, I'd like it to be faithful to my vision. I don't know, that's just me. And this is a giving when writing my story. Or it's a given when writing my story. I always have the Japanese audience in mind. Interesting.
Well, you want an anime? You gotta go directly to the animation like LaShawn Thomas. Me and Wavy spoke about this recently. You're gonna have to go to the animation studios using manga or your comics as a stepping stone or springboard to get an anime. It ain't gonna work. Look at Gigguk himself. He went to the animation studio and he paid probably $1 million to get 16 minutes worth of his trash out. That's what you gotta do. It's clear that you can't really earn your way in anymore. It's not about earning your way in anymore. It's about, do you have enough resources or do you have enough popularity? And each time, yeah.
I was gonna say that it's like these big studios are doing commissions like Twitter artists now.
Oh, damn, bro. That's very demoralizing, bro. You just fried my brain.
I mean, think about it, bro. Gigguk said, I saw him say that, like, he had to, well, I read some. I didn't actually hear him, but I read some of that. Like, he actually had to go to the studio, tell them what he wanted. They gave him a price, and he had to pay it for. That's why he was so short, because apparently that's all he could afford.
Imagine, bro. In fact, I would say this is objectively a monumental failure. Would you not think so? Because check it, right? That guy, the One Punch Man who I spoke, made a video about him, who makes One Punch Man videos, who had his own manga about angels and demons, and who then created an anime short for his manga. He said it was a failure. He catered to the wrong audience. building up a fan base, 3 million people, zombies, right? Gigguk did the same thing. Um, did the same thing. No one cares about the anime. If Gigguk like pissed in a bottle and sold it as juice, it would have been sold. It would have sold, bro, right? Or the mainstream media would have been like, Gigguk's piss water sells 50,000 units, right? It would have sold, or they would have lied about it. And it's like, okay, so there is no real value that's being brought to us here, and there is no real skill being used here, because if retarded people like Gigguk have money and go commission a big studio like they talking to a Twitter artist, they are going to flood what's left of the internet with more trash, because some people like Gigguk have money to spend. And again, this puts a squeeze on us, because it's like, man, we wanted to earn our way in, but that's not how it works anymore. It's demoralizing.
And not in the 90s or the 2000s anymore. Welcome to the 2020s, folks. You gotta buy to win. Gaming, anime, writing, everything is pay to win.
It's a gotcha system, bro. It's a flipping gotcha system. That's where gotcha type thing.
Dude, I hate gotcha games, but I do play Genshin, so it's crazy. Yeah, gotcha games. It's like a gambling type thing. I hate gotcha games. That's not even talking about gotcha games. I hate them with a passion.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Ugh. But Saito says you're not wrong, and it's kind of sad that it's about money and notoriety that matters more. I mean, that's the age we're living in now, man. Like, I don't think a studio would have come to Gigguk if he didn't have any money. And like, hey,
Yeah.
Gigguk, help us make an anime.
Yeah, because look at Corey Kenshin, right? When he came back
Yeah.
and said, hey, I got a manga and yada yada yada, and then he was like, Mappa, I'm looking at you. Mappa probably like, you black nappy head nigger. Who the F do you think you are? You think we want to flipping just animate your nigga comic just because you're Corey Kenshin? How's about you take them millions of dollars you got and come pay us to do your ish? That is just arrogance on Corey's side, because it's like, dude, you only have one book. Who do you think you are? Right? You flipping monstrosity. So, nah, he gotta go and pay. If he got that real money, he'll go and pay $2 million to get like 2 episodes done. But he probably doesn't want to spend that much. So, too bad for him.
I feel like these guys should just be like, they should just take the Gigguk route instead of like paying an artist to draw a manga with the only ideal goal to be getting an anime. Just go to Japan and pay the studios to make an anime.
The problem is with just doing the Gigguk way is that everybody will forget about it, right? Everybody will forget about it. This thing came out last week. I saw 2 minutes, switched it off. And everybody who has seen it forgot it even exists. This is the issue. If all Gigguk could afford was 16 minutes, right, of this quality, right, with this level of soy sauce up in it, right, then, bruh, it's not sustainable, because it's not like he's gonna sell the DVD for this. He wants people to buy the merchandise, but how can you buy merchandise for characters you cannot be invested in? None of us were invested in those characters. They were full of soy and bull itch, right? So, it's like, I'm not gonna buy merch of a character I barely know. I don't know their future. I don't know their other struggles. I don't know their weaknesses. They don't represent me. They don't represent an idea. They don't represent anything. So it was a cash grab that probably generated maybe 20 grand for Gigguk. And he probably spent like $1 million to do this thing, only to make back 20 G's from merchandise. So that is a
I think it's
loss.
gonna make 23 merchandising.
Bro, there is no way most people are buying merchandise for that trash anime you just released. You don't buy merchandise for things that you're not invested in. You can't. People be buying Goku, Dragon Ball, Dun 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 stuff because they have some form of investment in it. They can watch Dun 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 right now, build up their investment in it. But with Ba'an, it's just 16 minutes of random things happening, right? So how do you build up anything, any form of relationship with those characters that you want them on your chest, on a T-shirt? It can't be.
You know, you know, I'm not a big self improvement guy. I'm not really big into those things or like self help books or all those things. Not really. I'm not even like a gym freak. I just run from time to time. Just jog, take walks. Just to stay healthy. So, because I'm not a big guy, I'm a pretty like skinny guy. So I don't really need to be doing all that stuff. But I do run, I do walk, do all those things. But I know one Dave Gargan quote, bro. When he said this, I was like, damn, bro. He
Mm-hmm.
said, we are living in a time where no one is remarkable. It's so easy to be special right now because no one is remarkable. And you can do like a very simple thing, and people will think you are like the GOAT. And people will say your shit is peak, peak, peak. Like it's very easy to be remarkable in this era, bro. It's the easiest thing. You just have to do something that a lot of people are not willing to do or can't do, and you're gonna be great.
Yeah, boil an egg, right? Just boil
Yeah,
an egg and
yeah,
you will be remarkable, bro. Boil it with
yeah,
swag or be like uh, living, bro. If I were to make a vlog or anybody makes this type of vlog, living alone in Ghana, life as a single man in Ghana, you won't get all
yeah,
kinds, right? All kinds of views, bro. Boiling an egg in Ghana using that big pot outside with the firewood. You're like, oh man, dude boiling an egg out there under the tree, right? You
bro.
see dudes in Japan also living the single life in Japan, boiling an egg and getting ready to work. Dudes filming themselves brushing them teeth, bruh. Like 40,000
Yeah,
views. What?
yeah, yeah, bro. It's so easy these days. We're living life on recruit difficulty, bro. Easy mode, bro.
Man, that's why I'm frustrated. Because it's like, you mother suckers be dumb as rocks. And you making all this damn money. You don't deserve it, right? And
Yeah,
some of us have to
they
work
make a lot
ultra
of money.
hard.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh.
It's weird. There's a lot of people on the internet that will just support anything, and we're in the wrong community, coffee. We should stop making comics, bro, and just do some other light stuff, do vlogs and stuff.
Vlogs
I'm
about
telling you, man.
what, bruh? Like
I'm
living in
telling you.
SA,
I don't
fighting
know.
them dudes at the taxi rank. Here on the sun. Ah, dog. Ah, dog.
I'm telling you, man. We're in the wrong community. We're in the wrong community. We should switch up and do something else. Like,
Hey, I agree in terms of if we want immediate results, you do have to do some normie minded garbage. But the problem is there are no guarantees doing normie minded garbage. You see, I discovered that the modern religion of the world right now is feminism, actually. And Kickstarter actually represents this very well. A lot of successful books on Kickstarter, um, they have the they appeal to the gooners by uplifting the female form to goddess status, where it's all about honoring the female form, right? Even though it's in the context of sexualizing her, even though females will argue and fight you tooth and nail that do not objectify us. But then when Shakira shaking her ass and Cardi B shaking her ass and them calling themselves sex symbols, you're supposed to accept that. So it's contradictory, but ultimately, the new religion of the world is no longer Christianity. The West is no longer pushing or enforcing Christian biases in the world. It's pushing and funding feminist, feminine, effeminate biases in the world. So this new religion has its own trinity as well. The center of the trinity is the woman, and then on the side is the nigger, the black person, right? Because he's an eternal victim. And then the third member of the trinity is the tranny, is the gay rainbow freak, right? If you appeal to any of these three, you actually are going to have more results. Now, if you're not a gay person as a guy, obviously you're going to have to draw a lot of hentai. But that market is saturated, but you just have to find that one sweet spot using that one character or whatever little skill you got to find people who are looking for hentai through your execution of hentai. There are people who do softcore stuff. It doesn't have to be full on. An example of this would be Irene. Now, Rini Draws, that I spoke about, her delusion, right? Her comic book is about a guy, fighting demons in the wilderness, something like that. It got nothing to do with thirst trapping, nothing to do with feminism. But because she's a girl on camera with them tattoos, with the cool girl energy, and she works out, obviously dudes be thirsty. Dudes be like, oh, man, I'm gonna pull that hair one day. All the dudes in her stream, yeah, would all take turns here. She ain't gonna admit it, but it's the truth. That lady, the only reason you got $60,000 for your Kickstarter is not because your book is amazing. Her art is amazing, A-rank, great coloring, but it took 50 years for you to do 3 books. That's unsustainable and absurd. And she asked for $2,000, I think, $2,000 or $5,000. She got $60,000. So that amount of profit, $55,000 for profit, because she got what she asked for, which was the $5,000 or $2,000, to fund the operation. Now she's sitting on $55,000, bro, to throw in the air, to go to the Bahamas, to chill with the girlies, right, and drink champagne. Be like, man, thank goodness for simps. All I had to do was just be nice to them. Luckily, I am a good artist, but it's not like they care. If I actually sucked at drawing, I probably would have made more money. This is the new religion where the media, the laws, our mothers, your sisters, our teachers, they all enforced this way of senselessly honoring the female to a ridiculous degree where she cannot be held accountable. She cannot do any wrong. She can revoke consent at any moment, right? And she is the highest creature in creation, and may all creation bow before her because she can make babies. And I'm like, if you do not carry that narrative, or you do not live by it now, you live by a masculine narrative, you're toxic, right? They're going to call me toxic. They're going to call Andrew Tate toxic, right? I mean, Andrew Tate goes too far, really, but with other insane things. But ultimately, this is why we behind, because we are not living by the new religion. Nobody at coffee is promoting that nigger stuff. Nobody promoting that rainbow stuff. And nobody's uplifting the female to godhood status just because she's a female. Right?
And so the algorithm knows the new religion as well, enforced, reinforced by the hunchbacks in the comments. It knows. And if you are not talking in favor of worshiping females or making niggas feel better about themselves or inviting the rainbow freak to the house for tea and cookies, then the algorithm puts you down under. What you think about that?
But the algorithm put me down under.
Yeah, it puts you down under as in the gutter because you are not abiding by the religion. This new feminist religion.
Crazy, man. It's interesting to me because back in the day, YouTube used to be for misfits, people who didn't fit in, like people who were like doing stuff because they wanted to do stuff, not because of trend, not because of algorithms, not because if you look at YouTube old videos from like the old school PewDiePies, the guys who started this stuff in like 2006, they have no thumbnails, they have no catchy titles. They were just doing it because they wanted to, right? And they didn't really care about um, the type of stuff that we care about now, the new age YouTubers, right? So I think it just shows the evolving of the platform, the evolving of the consumers, the evolving of the producers, and it's not a good evolution,
I would say
you know.
it's definitely a de-evolution, and
Yeah, it's like the opposite.
it is the
It's like
forsaking
it's
of
almost
producers, bro. If you really think about it, Gigguk is not a producer, right? He's a
yeah,
massive consumer, a hunchback, and a dingbat, right? An ungrateful one at that. He's not a producer. But because he's a retard that amassed millions of other retards, he was given the cash in order to pay for a 16-minute giant commercial for his merchandise. That's all it was. It was just a commercial for his merchandise. And that's the issue, is that everything is about merchandise. You do a 16-minute short so you can sell a damn t-shirt. You make a senseless movie so you can sell the toys, right? The Thunderbolts. You want Thunderbolt toys. You want a Miss or Captain Marvel uh, toy. And these characters are not appealing because Marvel is the best example. This all females or the future is female, right? It is the best example to use when it comes to what I'm saying that the new world religion is feminism. And with them pushing up Captain Marvel and Sadia Khan, is it Sadia Khan? No, this other Khan woman who stretches her arms, whatever her name is, right? It's all to abide with the new religion of the world right now. And just how people in the medieval times used to create Christian paintings, the algorithm of the medieval times was centered around the Christian narrative. So that's why paintings were capturing events that Jesus went through or the apostles or whatever. You see, that was the general consensus of that world. Now, the enforced consensus is that the female is God and the nigger is the daughter or the son of this God who is the female, and the gay person is the Holy Spirit, basically. It's insane, right? And these people do not need real creatives to enforce this narrative. They don't. Because real creatives look at the situation we're in and they commentate and expose the BS in it, right? And these people are not hiring real creatives who can expose the BS in our current narrative. Nope, they just want yes men. Wouldn't you say?
yeah. You got someone in the comments talking to you directly.
Oh, great. What is it now?
some guy called Jose Mirez or Jose Mirez. Not sure how you pronounce that, but he says, "Lol, coffee sounded mad jealous. Quit making excuses, coffee. If your comic is good, it will rise above LGBT shit and feminism. Don't make excuses for your failures. All I hear are excuses for your failures as a comic artist. I get it's tough to make comics. Come on. Bitching about it is not the way. You're a grown ass man, 35 years old, and talking about feminism, playing children's games. Man up and work on your comics. Damn."
Yeah, typical bitch ass retard coming in here trying to get a one up on me and whatnot. Like, it's my channel, nigga. You don't like what I say, change the channel. Why don't you man up and go watch some big boy stuff? Playing children's game. What you doing here? What you doing? Where's your comic? Huh? Flipping soy bitch ass niggas who don't comprehend what I'm actually saying. You don't understand what I'm saying, bro. Now you're lashing out. Probably because you are flipping rainbow closeted sack of garbage sucking off your boyfriend, right? Choking on his pubes right now. Sorry ass. Give me a break. Ain't gonna come here and tell me that garbage, right? This is what these people want. This is what people want. It's either to trigger you or to challenge you on some surface level garbage because they just can't comprehend the depth of what you're offering. You can't look at the world, mother sucker. You can't look at it. You can't comment on it, right? You can't produce nothing. You out here just running your mouth, right? Not offering anything. Why are you here if you disagree with me so much? Why are you here? Go choke on your boyfriend's meat, bro. Go choke on it. Like, it's insane to me, bro. Like, these people don't have a life. And then they want to come here and say, no, coffee has no life. Coffee is full of failures. That's how you live, you dumbass. Right? You think all these successful people woke up with 10 million in the bank? They went through a mountain of failures. Dumbass. Right? How the hell do you learn? By failing. Dumbass. You gotta collect a mountain of L's before you get a big win. You think a pyramid is built with a mountain of wins? No, it's a mountain of L's. Dumbass. I can tell your ass have no daddy, bro. Or maybe if you do, he be sucking off your uncle. Right? That's the problem. Man, I don't need no dudes sucking off their uncle coming here, bro. Like, it's just crazy to me, man. But oh well. Dude, he's mad that I'm playing some Dragon Ball having fun, bro. I'm having fun, mother sucker. Oh, you having fun? How can you? You choking, right? You choking on that meat. Please, bro. Please, leave me alone, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, bro. These people, this is what somebody called CGA would call it Mitch. You know what a Mitch is, man?
Nah.
It's a male bitch. That's what it is, right? That is what a Mitch is. We got hella Mitches up in here.
Oh, TBK says, late to the stream was that the anime from Gigguk? I was trying to follow it, but I guess I'll have to watch it again because I was lost. Welcome to the lost community, bro.
Lost community, bro. Not the only one. We were all lost. Didn't know what was going on. But yeah.
Rookie Rock Solid says a channel called Predictive History named a lecture about the Proto-Indo-Europeans were originally matriarchal artists and practice animalism, but everything changed when the Yamnaya attacked that's it. The Yamnaya invented war and patriarchy allegedly, but it's all speculation.
What is he saying that to counter me or to educate me that long ago there was a matriarchal place?
pretty much. I think he's just giving us like a fun fact, you know. I
Oh,
think it's
okay. Well, yeah,
pretty.
and how did matriarchal societies go? How did they function very long? Because this is not a patriarchal society anymore. Who's happy about that? Huh? Who's happy about, oh, coffee, you hating, blah, 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 blah. I am a masculine dude. I do want control over life. I want dudes who have levels of ambition as I do to actually not be sabotaged, right? This whole thing of diversity, this whole thing of in order to make females equal to men, you must destroy the men. That's not equality. That's sabotaging, right? But you see, a dude raised by mama, he ain't gonna understand that. Cause daddy wasn't home, he was too busy sucking off the uncle at the gas station. And one day he saw it, right? He saw his daddy sucking off the uncle, and he was traumatized and ran to mama, and mama lost her damn mind. And mama was the man ever since that day, right? You can't see the world if all you do is just defend the current status quo. And because it doesn't hurt your feelings personally, that you're still comfortable, you know, you have all your milk and cookies right now, you think everything is perfect. No, it means you're an idiot. It means you're too wrapped in a bubble, right? Anybody can see all of this for what it is. And then anyone who comments on it is shamed, is seen as a toxic person. He wants to ruin people's lives. He wants to be a dictator. These are shaming tactics, right? These are shaming tactics. You're not trying to convince me otherwise. You're not trying to debate me. You're not trying to give me facts. You're trying to make me feel bad about what I'm expressing. Because you are a bitch, right? You can't argue, you can't bring facts, you can't assess the world. You just want the little bubble. These damn hunchbacks are truly the scum of the earth who've allowed this insanity to grow too much, you know. And they're going to be the first ones to go. If we actually ask ourselves, peers, does a simp actually benefit a hunchback? Do they benefit from being a defender of the current status quo? Aren't they the first on the chopping block? Aren't they? Uh-oh. Looks like Pierce got cut. Yeah. Dude got cut. Pierce. Well, they got him. Looks like a hunchback got him. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Let's try to ring him up. What happened, bruh? The connection again?
Yeah, I also got weather issues now.
Man, it's the Mitches.
Yeah,
It's
it's raining pretty hard outside.
oh, now you're getting the storm as well. Okay.
Yeah, I mean we're not that. We're in the same province, so
Oh, we are. I thought you were in Joburg.
yeah. But oh yeah, you're not in Georgia. You're in Bâan, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'm in Palestine, yeah. But it seems like we're also getting storms right now. Crazy stuff.
Oh well. But anyway, I asked you a question before you got cut as to are the hunchbacks and Mitches who defend the current status quo, aren't they the first people on the chopping block?
I mean, they are because when we assess the current situation right now, it is built by people who are. It's not built by women. That's the first thing I want to say. Like I don't think it's built by with the current system that is glorifying them and putting them on a pedestal and stuff. Um, or the only people benefiting from this is people who are like I don't think the groomers or like the people who like appreciating the feminism that is basically promoting women to take off their clothes and do OnlyFans and all those things. I don't think the groomers are the winners of this situation. Do you think they're the winners?
Of course not. They
Yeah,
are
I don't
not.
think they.
The thing is,
I think the
uh huh.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think the people who are like because I've heard a lot of women complain about the whole uh, like I've heard people who are on the first wave and the second wave feminism. They're like, whatever is going on right now is not feminism. It's basically like destroying the image of women. You know, it's just completely abolishing whatever women stand for, and they're being reduced to being nothing but like succubuses or not succubuses, concubines. That's the word I'm looking for. Basically, like for gooners, like just sex symbols. I don't think is really the right word because that insinuates that they are happy with the position that they have, you know. And I think there's a lot of brainwashing going on right now, and I do think the gooners and everything are on the chopping block because we already see the weak men that we have right now in society, right? So of course they're on the chopping block because we're producing very weak men who cannot think for themselves, who think that when they see like movies that's their goal in life. When they see that they have accomplished everything they need, like
Yeah, like
that is the
Denji,
problem.
like Denji from,
What?
like Denji from one
Yeah,
Chainsaw Man, bro. He just
Chainsaw
wanted a
Man.
hand job.
Yeah,
That's all he wanted.
like that's your goal in life, bro. Come on, like we used to have men like Alexander, bro, Napoleon, like all of these guys. They used to be what it means to be masculine. You go out of your country, you go conquer countries, you explore your horizons, you go see what is out there. If you die, you die. If you come back, I like that quote from Rashi. Like,
Yep.
if he dies, he dies.
You die, bro.
So, like, that's that for me personally. Like, I'm not trying to push this agenda on anyone else, but for me, that's what it means to be masculine. Like, you get out, you do stuff, you make something that wasn't there before. You make a difference. You change something. You move the needle. That's what they say in WWE these days. They're like a needle mover, bro. Someone who makes a difference. You know. So yeah, I do think the people who are at the front right now, who are enjoying the glorification of the female, are not the winners of the whole thing. They are on the chopping block. They're gonna die first.
And
If anything changes right now, yeah, what are you gonna say?
no, I was gonna say, and by glorifying them, it's not like you get attention from that female that you are glorifying. You actually seen as scum. You're seen as ew. Well, of course, a loser like you should glorify us and whatnot. You really don't benefit at all because you forsake yourself for someone who is literally using you as a chair. Oh wait, a lot of a lot of gooners love that. So I shouldn't say a chair. Let's say a toilet. How about that?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's much more accurate. A
yeah.
chair, nah, bro. They like,
You see. So you speak against this. It's like, oh, you mad? Who hurt him? Blah blah blah. It is like, bruh. Between me and you, I think you're the most hurt because you accept all the BS. You
yeah,
accept being a toilet. Any person who is gonna willfully allow themselves to be a toilet consistently has already lost. They know they can't fight. They know they have no leverage. They know they have nothing. I will not be anyone's toilet, bro. Not anybody. Like I don't care who you are. Who's the most fine South African chick, bro, in your opinion?
I
Celebrity
don't
wise.
know any. I don't know South Africa celebrity.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, the only
Yeah.
person who comes to mind is DJ Zintle. I don't care, even if she came in here and said, "Look, I'm DJ Zintle, and you know I'm the most fine, so you know that you got to be on your knees, and I got to uh, humiliate you." Like, woman, get the hell up on out of here before you get these hands. Like, you ain't gonna humiliate me, right? And in fact, before you get out, you wanna go to that kitchen, right? And you gonna make me some buck for wasting my damn time coming here and asking me to be humiliated. Nah, go make that buck, right? So, in the end, this is this is what it means to stand up for yourself. Somebody comes and demands that you do something for them. No, right? You see something wrong. You can see it, you can feel it, you can see the brainwashing, and then you want to shame another dude for standing against this and say, "Oh, he's bad." Why? Because he's standing up for himself? Because he won't tolerate being humiliated? This humiliation culture as well amongst men is a serious problem, bro. Right? You see how in corn uh, there's that humiliation thing as well. You see it in the Oscars, like John Cena had to be naked uh, when reading some announcement thing. It's humiliating. And John Cena, obviously, he plays masculine roles, but compare John Cena's first movie, The Marine, to him as Peacemaker. It's night and day. Because in The Marine, yo, bro, the guy was a Marine. Like, there were no games, bro. Like, that movie to this day, you could say it's generic, but that was the modern Rambo, bro. You know? And now as Peacemaker, dude is in his underwear, making jokes. He's literally no different to Thor. Him and Thor are the same character because of their goofiness. Despite being so deadly, so powerful, they always have to humiliate themselves. Why? So that, I don't know, maybe uh, another group of people can look better, because you can't have a strong white man at the scene. Oh, that ain't gonna be right, right? So you can't have T'Challa, a strong black dude, doing his thing. Oh, you can't have that. You can't have that at all.
That,
Nah, bro.
no man, John Cena in the Marine is a Terminator, bro. That guy can't die, bro.
Oh, bruh, that that's how it's supposed to be, you know.
Yo, that guy survived like 5 explosions. Like, I'm like, yo, this guy is not dying, bro.
Dude wanted his woman back, bro. Like, yo, you kidnapped my woman, I'm coming for you. 10 explosions go off, he walks it off, bro.
Yo, bro.
That was
That
cool, you
movie,
know. It made you want a John Cena action figure. Did you see that at Checkers, the supermarket, there is an action figure to be the delivery man, bro? The Checkers delivery man. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and it's high quality. It's a high quality action figure of a faceless delivery man, probably from Zimbabwe, wearing a motorcycle helmet, right, with the bike. And I'm like, how much is this? What? $250 to play as a delivery man? Oh, hell no, bro. So, look at this. This is humiliation in itself. Little boys are supposed to grow up and see themselves as delivery men with no faces because they're wearing a helmet, right? And then how can that inspire anyone, right? How is that not humiliation? That's humiliating. You want your kid to deliver Uber Eats, DoorDash for the rest of his life? You are sabotaging his potential. You are not investing in his skill set. You don't know his interests. Today at work, a single mother came in. How did I know she was a single mother? She complained a lot about her kid. and two, she wasn't wearing a ring, right? She comes in and she buys Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, is there a way that I can get a discount or anything on these books?" I'm like, "Well, luckily for you, this one book is on discount, but the others not so much." And she's like, "Oh man, these are so expensive." I'm like, "Yeah, but these are good books. You are investing in your son, in your son's intelligence." And she's like, yeah, but why did it have to be so expensive?" And I'm like, it is never a waste to empower your child to be a sober person. She didn't care, bro. She lamented the fact that she has a kid to take care of. When she took out the $500 to give me, right? It was like she was giving away her only expensive weave, bruh. And I was like, no, this is a disaster. This is a complete disaster, man. This is humiliating. She asked me, aside from these books, what else can I give him to read? Aside from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I should have said, give him this manga. I forgot, right? I forgot. But she probably would have complained that, what? It's a comic. It's too expensive just for these Popeyes. And obviously that would have pissed me off even more, right? But I would have tried to argue that, look, manga is the only thing right now that can inspire young boys. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is good for 8-year-old boys to 12 maybe. But going up, they're going to need a manga, right? But she would have argued, I know. That kid is doomed, bro. Like, it's humiliating. And if he knew his mom was complaining about him existing, he'd be humiliated. He'd want to jump off a bridge, right? Does she care that she's humiliating the existence of this boy? Clearly not. She was in grief that 500 did not go to the next pedicure, right? She was looking decked out. And that's always fine. So long as I'm decked out as the mom, if the kid is just getting one book or two and eating a sandwich, then it's good enough. No, that's not how you invest in a child. That's not how you invest in a human being that can actually provide value in society, right? And then when I say this to a woman, if I said all of this to her, she'd be like, "Stop mansplaining to me. You ain't the father." If I even was the father, you think they would listen? No. Again, this is humiliating. A man with good advice would be told, "You're mansplaining, shut up, you're humiliated." A little boy asking questions, "Mom, what's going on?" "Shut up, Billy, go eat some cookies." He becomes fat, and then he becomes depressed, and then he wonders why his life is upside down. Because mama was told by the government that you need to shut up as a little boy. You know, as a little girl, all you got to do is just go to the salon with mama and things will be all right. But then what happens to the little boy? Confused, humiliated, forsaken, and he ends up in jail. Once again, humiliated. Ah, man, come on, bro. Come on.
Jose is filling up the comments and he's fighting with everybody. But apparently his version of success is not living with your parents. So according to him, homeless people are as successful as Gigguk right now.
Now, F this nigga, bro. What the fudge is he talking about, bro?
He's roasting you, bro. He's roasting. He's like, you live with your parents, and that's not masculine. You a hypocrite, copy. How can you say or speak about masculinity when you living with your parents, copy? Come on now.
Nigga, who says I live with my parents, bro? I need you.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently, right? I need you to come here with a camera and take them shots, right? And using a Mexican alias. Dude, just tell everybody who you are. Just tell everybody who you are, bro. Right? But to say homeless people who are begging at the street, they are more successful. Well, someone who's successful doesn't beg now, do they? But they are begging. they are using cardboard as blankets, while Gigguk is in a warm house with real blankets. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah,
But
he says, I know your dad pays your rent, Coffee. Come on, bro.
damn, bro, my dad has been unemployed for 4 years now, right? It's a darn shame what happened to my dad. You don't know a damn thing, bro. You don't know a damn thing. And but you see, this is what I'm talking about. Clearly, this nigga must have some inside information on me, right? Why don't you come to my face, bro? Come right here. Come here. You know where I live? You know my dad? Come through. Come through, bro. It's really not that hard. But you not, cause you was a bitch ass. But anyway, we don't need to give somebody who won't come with absurdities up in here any form of attention. Like, for what?
And
You know?
I don't think we should.
But hey, there always gotta be one, you know? Always gotta be one.
Yeah, it always gotta be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this guy is like all over.
It's so crazy how he tells me to work on my comic, but he out here, you know, uh, trying to air my dirty laundry. Why is he not working on his comic? I'm working on book 4 already. What book does he have? You know, who's his team? Who's he partnered with? Right? Who's he sold to? It's just insane. But it's not insane. People like this back in the day, Shaka Zulu would have taken a spike and shoved it right up their rear. Because it's like, nah, bro, you're not really benefiting here at all. You're not helping anyone, so take this spike up the rear and you'll be okay.
Well, it's just, um, oh, here he says he's from Cuba. He came from Cuba to the USA, and he says I can go this far out. I left communist, I left communist dictatorship with nothing on my hands. I could get a house, a car, and a family. Why? Because I didn't make excuses. Something you should try.
This guy, okay, he doesn't know who the hell I am then. You know, you clearly just got here and your butt hurt. And you're gonna talk to me about, oh, you left communist, whatever, and you in America and whatnot. Circumstances function differently, dumbass, right? Success in one region is not the same elsewhere. I mean, this is childlike retardation, you know? Something I always talk about, the circumstance. Don't compare yourself to other people who are in better situations, right? Or in any situation completely different from yours. What good can that do? Because you can't rise the same way they rose. You just can't. You know, this is retarded, right? Dude bragging that, oh, he managed to escape his piece of ish country and went to the colonizer's country. Now everything is sunshine and rainbows. Bro, go back to your damn piece of ish country, bro. Don't brag to me living in the colonizer's country. That colonizer feeling mercy for you. Without him, you would have been eaten by your damn auntie by now. In your communist hellhole. So give me a break. You can't be bragging about that. Right? You would have never made a way out if them borders were locked down for you. What you talking about? If you are so much better and you make no excuses, how's about you finish 3 books right now? Because this is a comics channel, right? You finish 3 books and stop making excuses that your job too hard or whatever, your hand hurts. Then you can talk to me when you finish 3 books in less than 3 years. Then you can talk to me. Then we'll listen to you. Then you have something to say. Until then, without a channel, without 3 books, shut the F up and get the hell up on out of here. because you're not helping anybody.
I mean, it's weird because the guy early on he was saying he's a fan and he watches your videos and he likes it when you talk about your comics, but he just feels sad for you saying about it. And I'm like, if you watch the videos, then why are you saying all this stuff? You should already know the channel if you watch the videos.
Bruh, he's the type of person who'd actually kill me in public if I never saw him coming. He's the type of person who would celebrate, who would go watch Charlie Kirk, right? And when Charlie got shot, he'd celebrate. That's the type of person he is. A sickening piece of trash that should have been guillotined at birth. Because you're just a slimy sneezeball who benefits nothing to society, right? Saying you watch this channel, you care about it. Dude, did you even buy my book? You probably didn't. You probably talk smack about it to your friends in Discord. Like, look at this guy. His book is a sack of garbage. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. You double-minded sack of trash. If you can come to South Africa, right? Go ahead and book a ticket. I'll meet you at OR Tambo, bro. I'll go ahead and drive to OR Tambo. I'll meet you there. And you can square up with your communist, nasty hands. You can square up and you can tell me to my face all this BS. Tell me that I need to focus on my comic. Where's your comic? You ain't telling me what to do. I'm the most ahead person when it comes to comic production in this space, mother effer. Go tell other people to work on their comic. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, bro. Hunchbacks, bruh. And then when the doors are shut, the gates are locked, let us in. No, because of people like this. So nah,
Lucky Rockstar says, I feel for the kid. I hate parents that give cocoa melon to their children. It's really hard to invest $100 for a full set of high quality books. Even here in Europe, I see the same thing.
Imagine, bro. Like, without manga, I mean, manga now is being saturated with Demon Slayer level trash, right? But without manga, man, a lot of dudes are just gonna be lost forever. Cause even at my bookstore, they don't stock up Dragon Ball Super anymore. I mean, Dragon Ball Super is not all that, but at least it's got that testosterone. A little boy came in today, and he's like, "Hello, do you guys have Dragon Ball Super manga?" And I said, "Sorry, we're out of stock." As to why the manager didn't restock it, I don't know, because it's in demand. Most people who came in this week at the store, they were looking for Demon Slayer in particular and Dandadan. Why? Because Demon Slayer just came out with a new movie, right? So they probably saw on TikTok and they were blown away at the visuals, and they think the manga has an amazing story and great art when it's the opposite. And then those who wanted Dandadan, well, season 2 just wrapped up. You know, it also was making waves. And a lot of them that did find Dandadan on the shelf, they didn't buy it because they couldn't afford it. Which shows me that most of you people coming in here wanting to partake in this hobby, number one, you are slightly priced out, but in general, you're not a real genuine fan. Because a real genuine fan would have known about the existence of Dandadan before it was an anime. You would have known that Demon Slayer isn't all that as a manga, right? These are people who were sent over by TikTok or the insane visuals of the animation companies. But they are not true fans because they didn't want to pay for the product. We can say they got priced out, but I don't really care, man. If you really care about something, you're going to buy it. I bought another history book. I told myself I ain't buying no history book ever again. I bought this one, $600, right? Because it has so much value, I didn't care what I'm sacrificing. So it's just a damn shame, because another kid who came in today, this kid was buying philosophy books. And I don't know how old he is, maybe 18, 19. So he goes to the manga section, and he picks up Attack on Titan. And I go to him. I'm like, yo, man, have you heard of Bloody Hell before? He's like, nah, I never heard of it. I'm like, well, it's right here. Because my issue's on the shelf now, right? Well, at least locally. And he's like, oh, I didn't know about it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know you didn't know about it. You didn't even, it's like right in front of you. And you didn't see it because the only thing you see is what's been popular. For the past week, I've actually been watching the surveillance cameras, looking at the people coming into the manga section. They all only picked up 3 manga. Only 3. Attack on Titan, Dandadan, and JJK. That's it. There's other manga there that they did not pick up. They didn't pick up One Punch Man. They didn't pick up these other ones that, yeah, they are pretty boring, right? But still, the fact that they didn't pick up One Punch Man, they didn't pick up My Hero Academia, they just wanted those 3. And I'm like, do these people, they literally can't see a product outside of the one that was heavily marketed to them? It looks like it. And I was like, this is kind of demoralizing because it means convincing somebody that a story is good is not by being factual. It's by how much money was spent to sell this product through TikTok or social media or whatever. How much marketing did you use or spend in order to reconfigure people's taste buds to pursue that one product? You know? So that was a nice, interesting lesson that reinforced what I've been saying, that do not cater to the zombies. Do not cater to the normies or the general audience, because they only pursue what they've been told to pursue. And then people want to say, I'm saying this because I want to take an L, or I don't want to take an L because my issue's on the shelf, but nobody wanted to pick it up. Yeah, Saturday AM stuff is on the shelf too. Nobody picked that up. But you ain't gonna say nothing about that, right? Because Saturday AM stuff is not marketed. They ain't got a budget like that for now. So, yeah.
You know, Demon Slayer, I'm not a fan of Demon Slayer. I haven't watched the latest seasons. I think the last time I watched Demon Slayer was season 2, when that guy, the 3 Wives, was fighting that demon with its twin. Did you watch Demon Slayer?
Yeah, I did. Season 1.
Yeah. Well, I watched. The last time I watched it was season 2, and after that, I was pretty much content with it. I was like, I have enough of it. But I will say, as much as I don't like Demon Slayer, there was this one scene that made me feel something. Well, it was in the movie Mugen Train with Rengoku when he was
Oh,
fighting.
yeah, yeah. Him dying was.
Yes, it was. They handled that death with such respect, and him dying wasn't even what got me like feeling stuff. It was Tanjiro screaming at Akaza because Akaza's running away because the sun is rising, right?
Yeah, I
And it,
remember that.
he's like, "Yeah, you better run. Like we will be here every day and night. Unlike you demons that only fight in the darkness. You didn't win this fight. Rengoku beat your ass. That's why you're running right now. You did not win. You did not win. Like that whole scene, bro. It was such a fire scene, and that scene actually made me watch season 2 because after watching season 1, I was really not convinced. Bro. I was like, "This is the show I'm talking about." But after
Uh-huh.
watching that scene in the movie, I was like, "Damn, okay, like there's something here. It's really something good." After season 2, I was just like, I've had enough.
Yeah, I tried with season 2. I saw like that. In fact, I did watch a lot of it. That guy with the dual blades, and they were fighting the demon who had the
Yeah,
sister. I tried, but it was too. It's all spectacle, bro. Like I'm really not impressed by visuals. Give me substance. Like if something is
Yeah, it doesn't.
that extravagant in visuals, then I know it's like you got nothing else to offer me, do you? Like you got nothing. So
Yeah, it is because recently I was talking to a homie of mine, and we had like a argument for like 3 hours, bro, on call, like last night, yesterday.
damn.
The call started simple, like we were talking about Naruto and basically, right? From there, we ended up talking about character deaths. How people, not people, but like how shows handle deaths. And I was talking to him. He's a huge Bleach guy, right? And I'm like, Yama's death was horrible. It was like it was horrible. The fact that he released his Bankai and he was fighting a decoy this entire time, it was just horrible. The death was not a great death.
Yeah.
And he kept defending it to the last breath. I had to explain to him that me saying it's a bad death doesn't mean like Bleach is a bad show. It's actually they wrote his character pretty well because Yama is a prideful character. Like he was too prideful to notice that that guy's Ryasu isn't Yuha's Ryasu because he has fought Yuha before, so he should know Yuha's Ryasu and how. And this guy kept like defending it, like, no, bro, it's a perfect copy. Like he's copying the Ryasu, he's copying everything, like he's copying the moves. And I'm like, no, bro. The fact that that guy could withstand Yama's Bankai and he's not even Yuha, and Yuha wasn't using his abilities like the Almighty and everything, and Yama was still like he was still like fighting that guy. Like the whole death scene, I didn't like it, right? And then we ended up talking about Hunter x Hunter, and we were talking about the death with between. Okay, I'm about to cross spoiler territory for anyone who hasn't watched Hunter x Hunter. But remember the fight between Meruem and Neto? That death was beautiful, bro. Do you remember that fight? That fight was spectacular, bro. I remember when Meruem took Neto's hand while he was praying, and Neto was like, "Bro, you think I need one? You think I need both hands to pray? Prayers comes from the inside. I only need one prayer, one hand to pray, and I've been practicing my punch for 1,000 years."
Yeah. That.
Oh yeah, just talking about giving me goosebumps. But anyway, to tie it back to like Rengoku, I just like how that death was handled with Rengoku's death. It reminded me of Whitebeard's death. How far are you with One Piece?
Oh, bro, come on. I don't read One Piece. I dip in here and there just to see what's going on, but I actually don't know what's going on. I'm just looking. Are we close to the end? Are we close to the end? Did somebody die from the crew? Nope, nobody died. So
There's this guy called Whitebeard, right? This guy, he's like, for the longest time, he was the strongest guy in One Piece, right? And when he died, he had this whole thing where like he had pride that like in all my battles, in everything I have fought for, I have no scar on my back, right? Like, and he took off his jacket, and there was like literally nothing on his back, and he's like, "This right here is proof that I'm the strongest." Like, and right now you're gonna kill me because I'm literally not strong enough to fight, but you're gonna kill me from the front because I'll never take a hit from the back. I've never been hit. I've never run away from a fight. And the guy died standing still, bro. He died standing tall, bro. I was like, damn, that's a death right there. That's how you write a
yeah,
death, bro. That's a badass guy, bro. I'm telling you.
you know that
Like, the
is
whole character of Whitebeard, it was executed perfectly, man. Like, yo.
that is dope. But you see, your friend who was arguing with Yamamoto dying like that, I liked Yamamoto, and I felt that that was a disrespectful way to end him. Very
Exactly.
disrespectful. I don't know what Kubo was thinking, but you know, it was BS, bro. Your friend defending all of that, I don't know what to call him. Oh wait, Anomi because his emotions. He's arguing from an emotional point of view, and I felt the emotions, but critically, I could be like, no, this is bullish though. This is unacceptable, right?
Hmm.
So that's what we're dealing with, bro. These people, their operating system, from an emotional standpoint alone, you just can't talk to them. That's why you spent 3 hours, bro. I'm sure you felt drained.
Yeah, it was at the end of the call, man. Because I kept trying to explain to him that Yama dying is not what I have a problem with. I actually like characters dying. It's like Yama is supposed to be the head captain, but the way they treated his death, it was like, yo, you lost. Like you spent an entire episode showcasing your Bankai that was long awaited, and you showcased everything to a decoy, and then Yuha just came, beat you in 2 seconds, popped you off, stole your Bankai, and that's it. That's how your story ends, bro.
Yeah, and he didn't get it.
Um,
It's something so
it's
simple, but he didn't get it. Like, bro, then what do you get? What can
bruh.
you
I
get?
kept like bringing up all these examples about how strong characters are supposed to die. Strong characters are not strong because they don't die. It's how you respect the characters that you're writing. And like I always felt like the way he was written, because while I was arguing with him, I actually found myself understanding why Yama had to die like that. It's because of like how, you remember how they showed us the flashback of how when he fought Yuha back in the day, he was so vicious and he was hiding beneath corpses. Like he was not fighting honorably back in the day. And now with how how the Soul Society has had like 1,000 years of peace and whatever, he's lost his edge. However, he's still a very prideful guy. Like he doesn't wanna use the tactics that he used back in the day because he feels like they're in a different time now, which is why he didn't want his arm resurrected by order. If you remember, he had one arm, right? So
Yeah.
he didn't want his other arm healed by order, just because of pride, dude. And I was explaining to this guy, I'm like, it actually makes sense how he died so idiotically because he was so prideful and emotional. Because at that time, when he was fighting that decoy, he had just saw Sasakibe's death and how his Bankai was being used. Sasakibe was like a very close companion, like not companion, but comrade, right, to him. So he was so emotional and unbecoming, but he wasn't acting like a leader that has the experience of a million years, right? So I guess it was like kind of well written, but I still don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm using headcanon right now to justify the monstrosity that.
No, I understand you, bro. Your friend is just a hunchback, and now and he drained your energy, and you see that's the worst feeling ever. You have so-called friends where things can end up in an argument, bro. I remember
Yeah,
how close I was with my cousin. You know, we grew up, uh, in the hood together in a way, but then I moved out of the hood a lot sooner. And I didn't know the dude was low key jelly all the time, bro. You know how it is with niggas. Um,
yeah,
but, and then when we grew up, basic things became an argument, bro. Even factual things. Like you can read a headline. The headline says, a village got washed away. There were only 5 survivors. And I'm like, yo, bro, did you hear about the villagers who got washed away in the flood? Only 5 survivors. He's like, nah, bro, you tripping. It can't be just 5. I'm like, wait, dog. It's on the article. Why are we arguing about this? I'm just bringing it up because, I'm like, yo, it's crazy. We're just talking about it. Dude, want to argue, bruh. And I'm like, I don't understand you people. Like, how are we supposed to bond or, I don't know, consider ourselves friends or comrades when there's always
yeah.
disagreements? I don't understand, bruh. Like, it's tiring and isolating, you know? It's just weird. Now, in fact, the cousin mostly communicates through sending memes to me, bro. it's like, nigga, so you can't say, hey, yo, what's up, man? What you doing? What you been up to? No, you got to send me a meme, right? And emojis. And this is somebody who works at the bank. So it's like, nah, it's not that you're stupid, bro. You work at the bank. So, but what's your problem? You can't have a conversation with a homie? Ah,
Yeah.
bruh. Yeah.
No, but it was a healthy argument. Because at the end, you saw how the point I was making, and he agreed with me in the end. In the end.
Oh, he saw the
But
lights in
yeah,
the end?
yeah, there was light at the end of the tunnel, dude. That was light. That was light.
Oh, hallelujah then. Because that's rare.
Yeah. Oh, but I was actually taking a break while arguing. Cause yeah, my back has been killing me, bro. I've been drawing this whole week, like non-stop, only taking a break for like going for like a jog. But besides that, I've been just drawing, and my back is just raised. I need to start doing yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah, no, no. Here's back for like it's good for like backs and
Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, I've never looked that deeply into yoga. I've only seen most people do yoga look crazy, so be careful. I don't know why, but I remember some yoga woman came through once. She looked insane. And then I saw yoga guys on this one YouTube ad. They look crazy too. So I'm like, is it yoga making them crazy or are they just crazy? So I don't know, man. But if it helps, go ahead and do it.
yeah, no, no. I have like a horrible back, a horrible back.
Then change your posture, bro, because you only got one back, you know. Because I think if your back is aching now, at 26, it just might snap up, bro. That's why you gotta go get them weights. I know you only like to run, but honestly, I think, especially as an artist, build up that muscle action to protect your joints and your bones, wrap them with muscle because this is a dangerous a dangerous career we're in, bruh. Very dangerous.
Oh man.
People don't know,
Yeah,
so
I
oh,
was
you're just sitting down and doing nothing. Yeah, bro, you should try it. See what happens. Snap up your back, your fingers, eyes go out, everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I would read more comments, but Jose's still at it, bro.
Ah, nah, bro. I don't want to hear what he has to say anymore. Cause what exactly is there to say at this point?
Yeah, I mean he's arguing with everyone. But everyone's fighting.
Yeah, this is what you call a troll. You see, I do block people, but this is why I block them. Because the one thing that they try to do is create discord and disturb the flow of information or disturb the interpretation of information, right? So he can't argue factually. So he has to discredit me and discredit the people who are agreeing with me. That's going to trigger a whole circus of a situation, right? And then people pay less attention to the message, right? This is why these people need to be blocked and not given a chance. You can't have a conversation with them. They are dead set, stuck in their ways, and they'd stab you in the neck if they could, because that's how pathetic they are. So I'm gonna have to get rid of him. What's his name?
Jose Mirez.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting rid of him. Try to be like the guy you have on your stream. He seems to know his priorities at least. You know nothing about Pierce. Like, flipping dumbass Mexican coming in up in here, bro. Like, nah, I'm blocking this dude. Cause you're out here causing discord. Out here causing discord for no damn reason. Like, nah, man. I won't tolerate that. He gone. Now let's actually read the comments if there are any that were about the topics, or they were all ended up fighting this idiot. He gone now.
Let me see if I can find some. Damn, they really been talking about this, huh? So, yeah, no,
There's nothing.
nothing now. Oh, okay, you know, says this one I didn't read. It says why an anime studio would never waste time on some content creator with no portfolio. Hell, even if you had 10 works, they still won't. Either paying big bucks or be from a known company that they have. Huh.
Mm, that's the problem we're in now. You know. But at the same time, here's the funny thing: is that independent animation studios or even like individual people, they can animate anything now at the quality of Mappa if they have enough time, right? You've seen fan animations of Dragon Ball or whatever, legendary stuff doing better than Toei, right? So there are definitely people who can do it by themselves, but since they're just one person, it's a problem. And collaboration is the fundamental issue as well, because most of these people have egos. They wouldn't want to subscribe to one guy's vision, especially if it's a vision outside of, an IP where they feel like they can have a lot of returns in terms of social media wise. Because if you look at the One Punch Man guy again, he paid like 20, $30,000 to animate his short, right? And I would say that animation was pretty bad, and maybe that's all he could afford. But it was pretty bad. Um, and that's what you gotta deal with, in which you would have to pay somebody who's not passionate about your product if you can't afford like a big studio. And the product isn't gonna do that well because it doesn't look that nice. So, yeah, it's a bad situation we're in. Unless somebody says, "I like your stuff, bro. I'll animate it for free because I like it that much."
I mean, Japan is going crazy right now. I saw there was like they were suing the studio that's making fan-made stuff. It's the same studio that made the fan-made Berserk and the fan-made Attack on
Yeah,
Titan ending. Like, yeah, I saw they were suing them.
I saw that recently. This is, and I was telling Kaido about this because he showed me that yeah, man, this is a way to toxically gatekeep and make it seem like only these studios have the creative authority to, well, to create anything. Um, if the ending was garbage and we're not satisfied as fans, we're not allowed to rewrite the ending that would satisfy us, they'd sue us. This is insanity, bro. Like, we're supposed to
It's
accept trash from you? No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they're dictating how you consume the product. Like if you don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like, it's also with the Nintendo situation. Did you hear? Nintendo
What about
suing.
Nintendo?
Nintendo's trying to patent video game mechanics where summoning a monster or riding a monster is
What?
exclusively a Nintendo mechanic, which is beyond absurd. Because long before Nintendo even thought of this idea, thousands of games have had these mechanics, right? So how do you patent something like that so you can sue people? It's insane. But the fact that they are considering it, they're trying to do it, it shows that you're so out of touch and you don't know that other video games exist outside of your own platform. It's these damn
Because
oligarchs, man.
It reminds me of the situation back in the day. There was I think the game came out in 2014 or something. There was a game from Warner Bros. Right, called Shadow of Mordor. I think it's a Lord of the Rings game. Right, there's this mechanic in the game. The mechanic a lot like it's like an RPG. The game is kind of like an RPG. You go around killing things, right? All kinds of monsters, right? However, in the game, there's this cool mechanic where, like, you kill these NPCs. You know how, like, when you're playing a game, NPCs respawn and stuff, enemies respawn all the time, right? So,
Yeah.
in this game, there's a mechanic that is like the NPCs remember you when you kill them, right? And the next time you see them, they remember you and they comment on you. And sometimes they bring back like armies and stuff like that. It's a very cool mechanic. However, no other game can use it because Warner Bros. Like gate kept that step like they gate kept so hard. No other they also like get a patent on it.
Well, in that was a first of its kind, so I understand, and I think it would have built
Yeah,
up redundancy, repetitiveness if it was in other games. I don't know if you saw the newest game called Anatena or Antenna. It's literally Spider-Man and Grand Theft Auto in one game. Grand Theft Auto 5 and the PS4 Spider-Man in one game with anime characters, bruh. Now, unfortunately,
damn.
it's an online game. You can't buy it, right? You play for free, I think. It's huge, right? But literally, if you've played Grand Theft Auto 5, it's literally the same game. The mechanics of switching one character to another, how it zooms out into giving you a bird's eye view and then it jumps to the other character, it's the exact same thing. The Spider-Man
Yeah,
swinging, exact same mechanics. The fighting, the combat system, it's Spider-Man and Batman Arkham City type mechanics. And I'm like, y'all just stole everything from every other game. And there can be an appeal because of what you can do in this game, but it's also just theft. There's nothing unique about it, bruh. Because I was blown away at first by the visuals that, oh, it's an open world anime game, but I don't know what the characters actually do. But it's literally Spider Man Grand Theft Auto. So if I just want to play either one, how's about I just play Spider Man or Grand Theft Auto type thing?
they stole the source code.
It's too much, bruh. But then again, it's also part of decadence where you can't create anything new. You only recycle things. So to some extent, this isn't people's fault. If we want somebody to blame, it's the idiots who are out of touch, right? Who are focused on profit and who deem success based on past successes, and they want to give you the same thing that worked 30 years or 5 years ago, even now, with the exact same formula. That's like giving me Oreos every time I ask for cookies, but I say to you, I don't want Oreos. And all you keep giving me is Oreos. They might not look like Oreos, but it tastes like Oreos, right? And it's like, dude, I need another cookie. Stop giving me Oreos. Oh, fine, we'll just change the packaging then. Like, it's
Yeah, I've never bought or supported Nintendo in any way. Nintendo, I saw that they were when the Switch 2 came out, you could not even modify it. You couldn't touch it. The moment they see that you were trying to modify anything with it, gaming wise or hardware wise, they block you out of it. After seeing that, I was like, so you don't even own the console that you bought. They basically borrowing the console
yep.
for like price that you bought it with, supposedly, but it's not your property. It's still Nintendo's property. You can't even modify it. You can't do nothing to it. The moment you do that, they lock you out of it remotely, and you can't use it ever again. You get banned. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like we don't.
Imagine
Nah.
Microsoft telling you that you buy PCs, but if we see anything suspicious with your Windows, we're gonna lock you
Yeah,
out of it
but that's exactly
remotely
what's gonna
and
happen,
not.
bro. You know that. Surely you know that this is gonna happen, right? They are gonna lock us out of our own computers and tell us pay a subscription to use your computer. This will happen. It's inevitable because if they're burning the bridges or burning up all their other sectors, right, that they own, eventually their one source of income will be just to use the computer. They will launch an update that kills every computer, right? And then you'll be forced to buy a new one that has new hardware in there that has also a built-in remote kill switch, but you're gonna have to log in and make sure you paid your fees to just, well, go past your lock screen. This will happen. Like, it will, bro. It's only a matter of time. And while people are lollygagging and flipping crazy communists telling me I ain't working hard enough, right? Uh, you're gonna have something to show for yourself very soon. Because the moment they lock us out and expect us to pay, right, price us out of using our own devices that we paid, yeah, you really gonna want to know what have I done with my life. You know, you really gonna want to know.
They're gonna hit us with the subscription tiers. $5 to be able to listen to music, $10 to listen to music and watch the music video of the music.
Bruh, they're gonna have ads, built-in ads. You know Disney Plus has ads. I don't know anyone who would subscribe over there, but it has ads, not abs. So if you subscribe and paying on Disney Plus, you already get ads, and I'm like, who's paying for this? Come
Yeah, nah, man. Nah, imagine paying for like streaming or you just watching TV pretty much. Because, the TSTV all over again.
on. Bruh, I haven't watched TV like that in ages. So I just can't. But I have taken all the necessary precautions that on the day they say we're locking you out, everything that matters for me, I've taken care of it. Fortune favors the prepared, right? So there can be a million accusations, I ain't doing enough, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll see how well you're doing in the end. So it is what it is, man.
Physical media has never been more valuable as it is now.
That's if they allow us to distribute it, right? For now they will, but who knows when they're gonna be like, you know what, screw y'all. Because you saw what they did during COVID. Like shipments were held down, bro. They wanted to test of like if we pause physical shipments of things just for a couple of months, if not a year or two, what happens? What disaster could happen? They wanted to see. And yes, there was a huge backlog, there was some chaos, but not enough chaos where it was cataclysmic. And that's what they wanted to test. Would this result in a catastrophe? Not really. Yes, people lost their jobs, but the world's still spinning. Nobody ate their neighbor. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is crazy how much power we have over everyone.
It is. And so when I tell people that we're all in jail, right? You need to see the weaknesses of this very prison and see the weak points and try to exploit them. and then people say I'm evil for saying that. I'm not in prison. I'm having a nice time. I have all the drugs, right? I'm drinking all the liquor, and I'm gooning. I'm having fun. That's a prison to keep you where you are and not question. And then I come along and say, bro, you realize you're in a jail cell, right? No, I'm not. You're wrong. Okay. Okay, I move on, but they come to me. You still saying I'm in a jail cell, bro? I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, you're coming to me, right? Weird.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I see. I see. I'm looking up this game you were talking.
Uh huh.
Ah man. Yeah, Ananta.
Oh yeah, you see, it looks cool, right? But if you play GTA or the Spider-Man game, man, it's void of personality, of individuality. If you ask me, it looks like a dopamine
Yeah.
spamming. It's like Fortnite with better mechanics, right? But it's still Fortnite. That's the issue.
Even the trailer, it's like they stole GTA trailer. I think they get away with this.
Exactly, bro. I was like, these people are gonna get sued though. Surely they have to get
They
sued.
got
Rockstar is gonna sue them.
dude, even the math, like the UI, like damn.
They probably use AI to like reverse engineer and steal all the data framework whatever to build this game up in the amount of time that they have. And this is the issue with AI is that there's too many shortcuts that it allows you to take at the cost of, a proper individualized product, a unique product. This is the issue. They're gonna upscale games using AI. The PlayStation 6 is gonna have AI upscaling capabilities, but PlayStation 5 Pro right now, people are having problems. So yeah.
Yeah, this game it just looks like GTA 5, but you added mods like Spider-Man mods to GTA 5.
Literally, bruh. Literally. Like, what a cheap game, bruh. Now, we'll see if it's really gonna be free to play. Obviously, you're gonna have to pay to buy a gun or to get a car with your real money. So, that's the catch.
That's how they get you. Gotta buy the skins.
hmm No thanks. I'm never buying a new game again, bro. Like, I'm fine with my old school game right here because I tried to play Street Fighter 6 the other day. It needed an update of 70 gigs. I'm like, F this. Literally just got demoralized. I couldn't play anymore.
70 gigs.
70 gig. Now it doesn't update in terms of just fixing one bug. It re-downloads the whole game. Like, what the hell is that? And of course, with my
Yeah, they want.
internet, it took like over 24 hours, but still, the whole game for an update? Come
There's no way. There's no way. 70 gigs. That's like a whole new game. And especially for Street Fighter. Street Fighter needs 70 gig storage.
on. Yeah, Street Fighter 6, because they built it on Unreal Engine 6, I think. Whatever engine they're using, it's taking too much space, and they can use AI to downscale, right, in terms of memory and data, but they don't. So that you can buy a memory cartridge for like 4,000 rand.
You're old school, old school. Memory cartridge? No, bro. We don't use that shit no more.
Oh, they back.
Memory
A
card.
PlayStation 5 memory cartridge is hella expensive. Hella expensive, bro. I'm like, unreal. 1 terabyte's not enough for PlayStation 5 games or Xbox games anymore.
Crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand these engines because they're pretty unstable. That's what I mean personally. Like the most latest games that I play are Elden Ring and Cyberpunk, and those games are under like 100 gigs both of them. Elden Ring is like 50, 60 gigs, and it's a huge open world game, right? It's very big. Cyberpunk is the same. Cyberpunk is like an open world RPG type game, a very huge game. But those games are not made on Unreal Engine 5, so they're less
Yeah,
unstable, I guess. But yeah,
exactly.
but they're
And
like
the frame rate is lower, I think. Elden Ring's frame rate is not 60 seconds per
it
whatever.
is it's
It is?
capped at yeah, it's capped at 60 frames.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, capped
But either way,
60.
like screw this. The whole gaming market will crash. The whole the comic market crashed many times. The manga market crashing in a way, it will. And maybe there was a silent crash already. Because when people say manga is selling higher than American comics and stuff like that, if you look closely, it's only one particular genre and a handful of IPs. And if we ask ourselves which ones, the ones that were trending the most. I remember when My Hero Academia was trending and was selling very well in the States. It was because it was during COVID and people were locked in, locked up, and My Hero was still going on in terms of the anime. And a lot of American comic book people decided to give anime a chance at that time. And they spoke about My Hero, and then it sold very well that side. But it wasn't because they they actually liked it, I would say. You know, they just wanted something else to read. They were bored. And then only imagine if they did invest fully in My Hero only to be demoralized by the ending. Yeah, not good.
Man,
Do we
this
have
goes
any
back to
last
the
comments?
analogy. What?
Do we have any last comments?
We have people talking about DPS, Luxa. Oh wait, yeah, yeah. They're talking. Lux says, anyone read the Granola arc? Really liked it. Love the characters' work. Goku's dad got to. Goku's dad's back.
The Granola arc is what solidified that Toriyama never knew what he was doing. The Granola arc is what made it clear that Goku is not Goku because he's a hard worker. It's because Bardock made a wish that everything goes well for Goku. So in other
Oh,
words,
that's pretty
Goku
strong.
never earned a damn thing. So I don't know, Luck. I don't know why you forgot about that. Because when Goku heard Bardock's voice for the first time through the Scouter recording, and it activated his memory of when Bardock took him out and sent him away, there was no character development for Goku. We thought maybe who he was, who he could have been, a real Saiyan that wasn't humanized, that a part of that would come out of him, but it didn't. It really didn't at all. And I would say even the artistic execution of that moment was profoundly dismal and disappointing. That's not what I wanted to see, right? It should have been high contrast, perfect toning, ultra vivid character expression,
but it wasn't. It was so childish in a way. So that's when I washed my hands truly of Dragon Ball Super, bro. I'm like, it's late.
Like says, don't know what's up right now. Though stop reading after Black Frieza, and then JB JBZ says, "Yo, good luck. Super has been on hiatus since Black Frieza." Okay. And Lux says, "Really thought Torishima was adapting that recent DPZ movie story like line or something." So now Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan are canon. Really? I thought that was like
No, they
something.
canon now. And Beast
Oh,
Gohan knocked out Ultra Instinct Goku, bro. They had a fight. It's been on hiatus since that fight, not since Black Frieza. The last chapter was Goku, after Goku and Gohan had a sparring match, and Goku lost, in a way. And it's like, how's this possible? It's just ass pull after ass. Oh, this is Gohan's ultimate form, but the ultimate version with the mystic energy. Shut the hell up, don't make no sense. It can look cool with his weird hair, but once again, spectacle. No substance, no explanation of the power system, no Hunter x Hunter up in there.
well, yeah, we don't have any more comments. The last comment is Lux saying, "Really? In like 2 years, I just remembered liking the work on Bardock."
Yeah, well, it was a nice fight, the granola thing. It was a nice fight, but they dropped the ball, yo. They dropped the ball, and it's now up to us. You know, we are not trained by anyone. We don't have uh, senseis who have been in the game for decades. We're trying to teach ourselves, learn from our mistakes, pile up L's, and mother effers come in here and be like, "You piling up L's." How do you learn, you piece of trash, when you don't have like a sensei who's been in the industry? All the people better than us, the Jim Lees, the whoever's, these people had the senseis, right? After Image Comics, only a handful of people were trained by the Image legendary artists. In Japan, they're trained through assistant work. Like, why do these retards? They really believe that you're born with magic powers, that you can just draw and tell amazing stories. Not that they know what a good story is, but they want you to be Gachi Akura level artist just right off the bat. They're not gonna mention that that artist for Gachi Akura was an assistant for like 6 years or something for the guy who made Fire Force. They're not gonna talk about that. And we're supposed to be perfect right from the get go. That's how is that possible? We need to collect L's. That's how it works. And these people who want to rail on you because you've been stockpiling L's, it shows that they haven't tried anything. Because anyone who has tried something, you will fail. No, it's very rare that somebody makes it day one, that their first product is just a knockout or their first attempt is just perfect. That is a very, very small percentage of people. That's like 2-3% of people. And this is common sense, but this is what happens when man babies are running all over the internet and thinking that life is an isekai. You're in a different dimension, so just level up, bro, at the snap of your fingers. When they've never leveled up. 7,000 pounds, big belly, you know. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. But oh well. That's it for now then. We shall be back. Gigguk is a fraud, y'all. He's a fraud, but I'm sure y'all knew that.